And it looks like we're good to go, so we're gonna kick it over to Ninja Gaiden 2, the Dark Sword of Chaos. Best of luck.
All right, this is gonna be one of the sickest races of this marathon. These guys are insane at this game. On your right is Jimmy Poopins, who has the world record in this game with a 9:59, the first sub-10 time ever gotten, the coveted sub-10. They have been racing back and forth for this, for the record. Becco is right behind him with a 10 flat. So it's 1 second different on these records. I've been watching these guys practice all week. They've been putting out some sick races off the camera. It's gonna be insane, unbelievable.
Absolutely. The reason why they're so good is there's a lot of little things you can do in this game that are so hard and only save a little bit more time, but when you want to get these 10-minute times that these guys are going for, you have to do it. There's a wall slashing technique that they're much more aggressive with than any other runner. There are some quick kills they're going to be going for. One in particular is quite notorious. I'm sure the runners are really hoping they get it. I want to find it if they get it. Everyone, are you excited to find out how this race is going to go?
Let's do it. All right. Quick note on time. The time is going to start when they gain control, but we're going to do a countdown right now to actually get started. So are you guys both ready?
Runners, are you ready? Okay.
All right. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, go! And start timer. Okay, we're going right into Ninja Gaiden 2 here. There's so much to know. The first thing you're going to be seeing throughout this entire game is what's called wall slashing. In order to climb a wall, in order to send it faster than just climbing it, you actually want to do a series of inputs right here where you jump off, do a bunch of sword slashes. They are still just about neck and neck. Unbelievable. The second thing you will need to know about this game is that it introduces what are called these clones, these ninja clones. They just picked up the first one. These guys follow right behind you, but more than that, they also do your attacks as soon as you do them, whether it's sword slashes or also just kind of ninpo. We're about to see that with this first boss, where they're going to use up the rest of their ninpo to damage the boss as quickly as possible, then do sword slashes to attack him as quickly as possible. Let's see how it goes. Oh, a couple mistakes there, but they're still just about even.
Yeah, the perfect boss kill has him dead in the middle. Both players having the boss killed on the left side. They're using a technique called slash canceling. You can sort of attack in the air and then cancel that animation by landing. You could attack again on the ground and then cancel that by jumping and then attack again in the air. We're doing basically a triple slash cancel. It's something they're going to be doing constantly on a lot of bosses, and it really lets you up the damage input. They've got these 2 ninja clones now. They picked up the second one here in 2-1, and with clever use of this canceling and having 3 times your ninpo flying out, you can really do a ton of damage to bosses, but it's not as easy as it looks. Even this screen, you know, it was fairly straightforward for these players, but it really is not as easy as it looks. That's kind of the theme of the stage here. 2-2 is operating on wind cycles, so 5 slashes like that lines them up perfectly. That jump's not so bad. It's this one, the wind kicks in, gets it, nice. And then the turnaround jump into the wind. Nice job by both players.
Very nice. Check out this trick coming out. So they're actually going to do a damage boost across a pit. They're going to use a bullet. They're going to jump over this guy coming up. They're going to use his bullet to get across. Jimmy has a small mistake there, so Becco takes the lead. And watch this bullet. That one there, Becco boosts off it, gets across. Jimmy does the same right behind him as they finish up this screen.
Little bit of a trick coming up here, depending on how this damage boost goes. Boosted by the bird, back of the ladder. Nice job. That is very, very precise. Jimmy gets it too. Into the boss fight. Again, using that ninpo canceling technique, the boss is completely deleted. I think he throws spiders or something. I don't even know, really. He's just dead.
And now we're in 3-1. So you can kind of see there's a bit of a darkness thing. And usually in speedruns, if you can't see the screen, it doesn't matter. It does make a bit of a challenge here. But they're going to, not only that, there are these thin little platforms that they're going to need to land on very precisely if they don't want to die, because as the lightning flashes here, you can kind of see that there are going to be a lot of pits that they need to be avoiding. Very, very precise jumps coming up right here on Becco's screen.
Ooh, Becco actually grabbed the right side of that pillar and then did a wall jump off of it. It's a tiny little bit faster, but very risky. Jimmy makes a slight adjustment for that in races. Oh, and the flame gets Becco at the end of the stage. That is very precise. Jimmy slashes it, makes up a little bit of ground heading into 3-2.
Yeah, 3-2, there's a ton of time you can lose on this. So for one thing, it's about this 1-frame jump coming up. It saves a bit of time. At the end of this screen, if they grab the right side of the wall coming up, that's going to mean they got the 1-frame jump. Becco's going for it, gets it. Jimmy going for it, gets it.
Oh my goodness. And the slashes over the wall as well are very difficult. 2 slashes is ideal, so very nicely done by both players. This screen, Jimmy's hesitating just a tiny little bit to make that screen much more consistent. And now, again, we're going to see some techniques here. Becco is going to grab the back of the ladder, misses it. Jimmy's going to do something different. He's going to go for a crescent boost, gets it.
Gets it. Amazing. There's one more damage boost coming up here, right here. Becco gets it. You're going to look for them to get on the second platform. Jimmy gets it as well, and then they're just going to make quick work of this boss.
Yeah, this 2-cycle kill gets it for both players. Actually, extremely difficult. It was thought to be task only for a while. Ohan in 2012 kind of showed, no, guys, we can do this. And now it's become kind of the standard kill. But again, it's not as easy as they're making it look.
Yeah. In 4-1 here, a lot of it is just kind of damage boosts off these kind of mortars that pop out of the ground. And especially you can kind of see the start of use of this fire wheel here. That grants invulnerability for a short period of time and actually kills the enemies around you. Very, very handy. They actually route it so that to make the wall jumping a little bit easier. And then at the end of 4-1 here, there's going to be these kind of thin little platforms that they need to do very precise jumps onto. 4-2, meanwhile, one of the most technical stages of the game. Mythical, what are we looking at?
Oh, 4-2 is, yeah, you're absolutely right, the most technical, I think. Maybe 7-1. Anyway, there's some water on the bottom of the screen here. You can see when it's moving against you, you want to be jumping as much as possible, not running in it. But when it's rushing forwards, that's a speed boost. So the jumps and timing and stuff in this stage is all routed out so that you maximize the time spent running in the water just to get a little bit of extra speed. Now we're onto a very fun screen.
Yeah, there's going to be these bird boosts coming up. They're going to delay very slightly. They're manipulating this bird. Jimmy's going for it too. Becco gets it, needs to take a damage boost off him, gets it. Jimmy's doing the same, takes that damage boost off the same guy and gets it. Now, on the final screen of this stage, they're going to be doing what's called an over the wall, where they need to clip over this wall, but there's a pit underneath. So if they miss anything, there's a huge risk of death here. Becco has to safe it out just a little bit.
Oh.
Jimmy can make up time if he gets it. Oh, Jimmy has to safe it out too. Oh, that was really, really close. Could have lost a lot of time there. They probably came out about even there. Meanwhile, now there's this boss coming up.
Yeah, this is another boss where Ninpo canceling will do a ton of damage. You can see the Ninpo kind of comes out of the bottom left corner of the screen. If you caught that, you can see it here for Jimmy. Yeah, so your ninja clones, before they kind of spawn in, they're kind of hiding down in the bottom left corner, so you can use them to attack the boss while they're down there.
Yep. 5-1, there's a quick little screen to start off with, and then on the second screen, they're going to position the screen off just a little bit so that they can kind of boost over the wall. It's not too difficult, but you need to know to be able to do it, and then followed up by a damage boost coming up where they damage boost directly into the spikes. Normally, those spikes would really just like harm you, but Becco gets the damage boost. It's pretty consistent, and then follows it up with jumping through the wall.
Jimmy trailing just by about 4 or 5 seconds or so. We are into 5-2. This is Jorf's favorite stage.
Favorite stage. Let's see those pirate faces.
Emotes in the chat if you got him. The reason why it's his favorite stage is because the ice physics here, while normally horrible to play in a video game and for a speed run, we're not going to be stopping. We're not going to be pressing left. So actually we can make use of the fact that you slide on the ice, you can attack with your sword, use Ninpo, and you don't have to stop.
Yep. Ashtar coming up, one of the most feared bosses. One of the things Jimmy has been actually practicing the most. You want to be able to kill Ashtar coming up before he ever disappears off the screen. And if you do, you save about 4.5 seconds, which is coincidentally just about the time difference here. Let's see if they get it. I'm just going to be quiet for this because this is some intense stuff. Please hold your applause until both get it. Go for it.
Oh!
Oh, Jimmy just narrowly misses it. So they both see 2 cycles there, unfortunately. One of the hardest tricks of the game, one of the most feared things, and it's really like a huge stopping point.
It's I've heard it described as the most difficult trick in NES speedrunning, and it's difficult to argue with it. They're on to 6-1 now. This is kind of a break, honestly, compared to the previous, especially compared to the Ashtar quick kill. But the main elements here, the foreground objects obscuring things, not a problem for speedrunners. They've got it all memorized, so it's a bit of a breeze through 6-1, and 6-2 is not much different.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about too much of the different Ninpo things. You can see these red orbs that they're attacking. These all have fixed drops, which can drop anything from health refills to Ninpo refills to Ninpo max increases to the different kinds of Ninpos. So for example, you can see at the top here, the Ninpo they have right now is what's called the fire wheel, and is one of the most common for killing bosses. You can see how quickly it makes work of this boss coming up, just because each one of your clones it throws it to. So all 3 you're getting 3 fire wheels at a time. So Becco crushes the boss. I'm expecting Jimmy to be able to as well, and then they're going to 7-1, one of the hardest stages in the game.
There's the boss kill for Jimmy. Nicely done. 7-1. Yeah. The applause also for, I think, is probably more earned by that very difficult over the wall that Becco just did at the start of 7-1. Jimmy's turn now. He does fall down the middle. Now you notice there's a gap there. You need to kind of transfer from the front of the wall to the back, and it's very precise, very finicky, very difficult, and there's a lot of that in 7-1.
Yeah, 7-1 kind of combines all kinds of different aspects at different stages, from these mortars coming up to the different damage boosts to manipulating hawks, all kinds of things. And you just need to keep in mind that your health is going to be at a severe risk here, to the point that coming into 7-2, you want to have a decent health level.
Yeah, Becco's is looking good, and Jimmy's is confident enough with his 7 health to not take a death. That's the screen where you would take a death if you were going to, so he's going forward with the health he has, and he's running out of game with which to catch Becco here. 7-2 is the last stage before we get into the final boss fights, and Becco is a full screen or so ahead here, and I don't know. There is some stuff that can still happen, though. We got a damage boost.
What Becco's doing is he's manipulating that hawk so that coming up, he can kind of use, rough death for Jimmy. That's unfortunate. Maybe he just actually did it for a health refill.
Yeah.
He did. So Becco continuing right along, and he is just kind of manipulating that and getting through the stage. He's coming up to the end here. His health is a little dangerous. He may go for a set health drop. He gets it. Oh, another rough death by Jimmy. So Becco's coming into Jackie 1 here. If he does it correctly, he kills it in the lower left. But Jackie is kind of roaming free at this point, but he gets a little slow of a kill, but not bad at all.
Moving on to the second phase here, we save our Ninpo to deal a bunch of damage, actually throwing it left off screen, wrapping around and hitting the boss from behind. Saving, 12 Ninpo was enough for 1 shot. It does a ton of damage to the head on the final phase here. Every frame that the Ninpo is in contact, you'll hear it. I don't know if we had his audio actually, but it just absolutely obliterates the head.
This is the final boss, so get ready on time. He's manipulating the shrimp, trying to dodge them, and gets the kill.
Ready on the timer.
Get ready.
Time.
Meanwhile, Jimmy, right behind him on phase 2, finishes that up. He's at about half health. He's going to want to finish the head of phase 3 and then just kind of dodge these shrimp as they're doing it.
There you definitely hear the Ninpo dealing a ton of damage there. Ninja clones in position, focusing on dodging. Left makes the shrimps go left, right, and they go right. Oh, yeah, the clone is facing the wrong direction there, but he does finish that up. Time coming up, time! Let me look at these times. 10:19 for Becco. The list of people who have ever beat this game as fast as that is very short. It might be 4 or 5 names on the leaderboard, and Becco was able to do that live here at AGDQ 2020. What a fantastic race.
Unbelievable. 20 seconds off the world record. In a race situation like this, where all the pressure is on, it's just unbelievable. So, really good job, guys. One more round of applause for these guys. What a sick race. They absolutely delivered.
There's a lot of great stuff coming up here on AGDQ 2020, so please stay tuned.
That was an outstanding race. Thank you so much to Jimmy Poopins and becored. All right, we're gonna take a quick ad break, so don't go anywhere. We have $500 from Jack. Fight cancer, save the frames. We have $50 from Kinetica. Huge thanks to all of you for putting this together for a great cause. Can't wait for the Castlevania run later. Let's kick this toward making this a little bit harder. Well, you're gonna get your wish because we have met the incentive to upgrade to hard mode. Thank you all so much for your donations. We have $5 from Amy. Too many of my friends and family have been taken by cancer over the years. It's about time we put an end to it before it starts. Donation goes to blindfolded 2-player, 1-controller Punch-Out because anytime Zallard and Sinister take the stage, it's amazing. Let's continue the magic. All right, and now we're gonna turn things over to an interview with Becored and Jimmy Poopins. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. I'm Feasel, and I'm here with the runners of our Ninja Gaiden 2 race. We have Jimmy Poopins, and we have Becored. Thank you for joining me, guys. And we've got Ethan, who's going to be translating for us. Thank you. So, first of all, I wanted to get your thoughts on the run. How did you feel that your run went? Jimmy?
Well, it was going well. I made a kind of uncommon mistake in Act 2, which just like set me behind. I think if you take that out of it, our runs would have been like almost synced all the way up until probably 7-2, honestly.
Was there a point where you thought that you were about to catch back up again?
Well, I noticed that Becco missed the wall in 4-2,
Yep.
but it kind of like put extra pressure on me, so I ended up missing it.
Oh, okay. How about you, Becco? What did you think of your run?
ランの感想はどうですか？
そうですね、細かいミスはあったものの、おおむね綺麗に通せたので、私としては満足しております。
So I did have some small mistakes, but I didn't really let those get to me, and I feel like I was pretty satisfied with how things went overall.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on the win, too.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at a couple of clips that we have. The first one is the bullet boost that happened, I think, in the second stage. So this is where I think the two of you started to diverge a little bit, or you started to come apart a little bit there. Were you watching each other's screens? Did you see where he was? Did he see where you were?
それは2人からちょっとその画面で間が空いたかなと思いましたが、それをジミーの画面気にしてたんですか？様子見てたんですか？
自分のプレーにかなり集中してたので、あまりジミーのプレーを見る余裕はなかったかなと思います。
So I was so focused on my own play that I didn't have much, time to look at his screen.
Oh, okay. Even at the end, you didn't know that you were ahead of him?
最後に勝っていた状態に入っていたことは気づいてたんですか？
勝っていたことは気づいてましたけど、あまりプレーは見れなかったかなっていう。
Yeah, at the end I did realize I was winning, but during the run I didn't pay any attention to his screen.
Okay. Let's show another clip here. This is the 4-2 wall clip. This is one that you both attempted, and it looked very risky, very dangerous. So, there are a lot of very risky strats that could cause you to die. Did you modify your route to make it more safe for the race, or did you go for all the hard tricks regardless?
まあ結構最速のランをするために危険なトリックがいっぱいあるんですけども、それを全部やったんですか？それとも安全にクリアできるように調整したんですか？
ほとんどもう最速を目指した形で今回走ってます。
So this time I actually did try to go for the fastest run possible and try as many difficult and dangerous tricks as I could.
Oh, that's great. How about you, Jimmy?
There are two spots that I went a little bit safe. There's 3-1, the pillar section. There's a good chance of dying, and I just wanted to get rid of that. Similar thing in 2-2 with a quick turnaround area on the wind.
Okay.
すいません。私も同じように実はそこだけ
So listening to Jimmy say that, he did those as well, those safe strats as well.
忘れてました。すい
Yeah,
ません。
I forgot that.
Okay, thanks. And one last quick question. What are your next projects? What are you working on next?
最後の質問ですけれども、今回、これから、次のスピードランニングプロジェクト何かありますでしょうか？
はい。忍者雷雨剣伝2はまだ私10分切ってなくて、ジミーは切ってるんですけども、なのでこれからもずっと10分切れるように続けていきたいなと思っております。
So for me, I haven't cut the 10-minute mark on this, and Jimmy has. So I'm going to focus on trying to get under 10 minutes, and that's my next project.
Excellent. How about you, Jimmy? What are you working on next?
Just working on Ninja Gaiden 2 a little more. Might try to work on Lawnmower as well.
Ah, okay. Very important. Important game. See? Yeah.
Yep, people love lawnmowers.
It's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Oh, okay. That's great. Well, thank you very much for talking with us.
Yep, thanks.
And congratulations on the win and an excellent run. You both had fantastic times. It was really one of the best runs I've seen so far.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Well, coming up next, we have a run of Super Castlevania 4 by Joe D'Amelio.
We have $25 from Pharaoh's Queen. This is for my husband's grandfather, who struggled with bone cancer for over a decade. It was thanks to the wonderful doctors and nurses and researchers that he lived as long as he did, giving me the chance to meet him. He was one of the most wonderful people I've met, enough that I named our son after him. Thank you, Harvey, for welcoming me into the family and for being such a great guy. Let's go, GDQ, and give enough to kick cancer to the curb. We have $25 from Andy. I have no idea how they're going to do Punch-Out 2 players, 1 controller, and blindfolded, but I must see it, even if the players can't. We have $10 from Bold and Saucy. All right, Twitch chat, I'm calling us out. I see over 100,000 people watching and still the incentive's not met. Time to jump on that $5 train.